Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the today's restaurant networking group. We are a group of vendors in the restaurant industry who are here to help each other grow our business. And for any owner, manager, or restaurant who has an issue or a problem, we welcome you to give us a call. My name is Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of today's restaurant. And if you want to reach us or come to a meeting, you can give us a call at 561 620 8888 or go to our website at trnusa.com. I want to welcome some new folks here today, and I'm going to introduce you one at a time, and let's go ladies first. Melanie, good morning, welcome.
Hi.
So tell us who you are, what you do, where you're located, and how we can reach you.
I do bookkeeping, small business bookkeeping. My primary focus is restaurant bookkeeping. I'm originally from New York, where my accent is from. But 2 years ago, I moved down to Bradenton and loving Florida life. And my company name is Bookkeepers 365.
How do we reach you?
Um, Email, website. So my phone number is 718-682-5007, or the email is melanie@bookkeepers365.com.
And
What part of New York you're from?
Howard,
I'm originally from Queens.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I see people writing things down. You don't need to write anything down. Howard will send you a spreadsheet with everybody's info after this. So I was watching Nick kind of writing stuff down. I want to make sure. All right.
Well, I'm multitasking also.
I wanted to make sure because he sends it out afterwards with everybody's info. So you'll have it.
That's easy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Nick, tell us who you are, what you do, where you're located.
Okay. Well, good morning. Thanks for the invite. My name is Nick DeSantis, not related to Governor Ron DeSantis, but the same last name. I live in Port Orange, Florida. I've been doing commercial insurance here for 26 years. Currently, I'm an employee. My company is Brown and Brown Insurance. We're the fourth largest retail insurance broker in the United States. We're publicly traded. Um, so prior to Brown and Brown, I spent about 12 years with a boutique agency called Kate and Hosey. And we were about a $10 million agency, and we got bought by Brown and Brown 2 years ago. And I've always since my career started. Prior to that, I was a restaurant owner, had started up a little sandwich franchise of my own, did my UFOC, franchised some units out, sold the business in 2005, and got into insurance in 2005. So I had a little bit of a restaurant background. My wife owned a couple of Beef O'Brady's franchises, which was my ex-wife, which was a little sports themed wing restaurant at the time. They're still around, but I'm no longer involved with them. Neither is she. But so I've gravitated towards insuring restaurants since day one. Built a good book of it with Kate and Hosey. Sort of divested a little bit when COVID hit because I was a little scared having all my eggs in one basket with restaurants. But now I'm back to going, soliciting restaurants, looking for new restaurants to write. Brown and Brown's the bigger agency. They don't like we as a boutique agency. We like writing the small stuff, but Brown and Brown likes writing. So I'm working on regional chains, franchised groups, that sort. Independents that are a little bit of a larger footprint. They wanted to up my threshold, so that's what I'm working on now. But I try to stay involved. I used to be in the FRLA, Florida Restaurant Lodging Association. Used to do was one of the only agents really. They come and go in that show, but the restaurant show every year I had a booth at, and was able to really get a lot of clients that way, but mostly independents. Connected with a couple of chains that way, but usually the franchisees of bigger chains. So I've been doing it for a while. Like I said, COVID hit, try to diverse my book a little bit, got into insurance and real estate, some contractors, that sort of thing, but really working back at restaurants now. So I think, and I work all over the Southeast United States, but I can work on anything coast to coast. We're licensed in every state. Like I said, we're a big company, so I can work on any size business. So that's a little bit on me. Live here, married. We're blended, so she's got two, I got two, that sort of thing. Love living in Florida, love traveling. So that's the personal side of me. That's about it.
Welcome.
I'll give you my info. It's nick@catonhosey.com. And that's CATONHOSEY.com. And I've always worked by my cellular. It's the best way to reach me. It's 386-299-9540. Same cell number, Brian, I've had since you and I met. So
Yeah.
It's always been good. So I keep all my old and new contacts in there. But that's the best way to reach me,
Okay, great. Welcome aboard.
Thanks.
As far as the insurance goes, do you do health insurance, or is that out of you?
So our agency does. I don't personally. If there's a health person in the group, there wouldn't be a conflict of interest. I would reciprocate all leads that or through the group with that
Okay.
health person. We do. We have in-house, so there's certain things if we're controlling it already, I can't share that obviously, but we do a lot of healthcare. We do a lot of municipalities, so a lot of stuff that's outside of the restaurant realm
Right.
is what we handle on the big side, our big agency. But yeah, I mean, we work together, and I think that if if I'm working with people in the group, I need to reciprocate. So I'm not going to, don't want to try to claim any type of business that way,
Yeah,
unless
we
we
have
can help, of course.
we have somebody. I think I mentioned to you, we have somebody in the group that does
Yeah,
ACA and Medicare, so that wouldn't be an issue.
no, not at all.
Okay, great. Just all right. Well, welcome aboard, and let's go to Robert.
Thanks, Howard.
Hello, everyone. My name is Robert Jan. I am the district manager for the Southeastern United States for a company called Easy Ice. We provide a long-term rental solution for any restaurant or commercial property that is in need of an ice machine. We provide 100% repair at no cost to the customer, emergency ice delivery backup, and free preventative maintenance for our customers to kind of get them to avoid the headache of ice machine ownership, breakdowns, warranty, claims, all of that. We're currently in all 48 lower states. I think we have something like 44,000 machines nationwide. We're looking to expand and double that number within the next 5 years. I've provided my contact information in the group chat.
Okay, you want to give it to us verbally so the people watching can contact?
Yes, absolutely. So it's Robert, last name Jann, with Easy Ice. My direct cell phone number is 239-955-4196. And you can reach me via email as well at rjann@easyice.com.
Do you work with any particular ice machine company, or you cover all of them?
So typically, we work with only a select few. We want quality, to be at the forefront of what we do. We do not want machines breaking down. Typically, I think nationally we're down to 1 service calls per machines. We work early Manitowoc and Scotsman would be the main companies that we're going to place in commercial restaurants or businesses.
Well, 2 of the good ones.
I'm sorry.
Two of the good ones.
Yeah, exactly. So,
All right.
but
well,
that's in a nutshell what we do.
All right. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And let's go to Carlos. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I am Carlos Tavares. I run a commercial cleaning company focused on hood cleaning, fire protection. We do oil filtration for stadiums after the game. We filtrate the oil like that. They can extend the life of that oil. And after that, we take it to recycling. And that oil get translated to biodiesel. We do kitchen deep cleaning, everything focused on kitchens, from grease trap all the way to drain cleaning, hood cleaning, kitchen cleaning, making the kitchen ready for inspections and things like that. We opened this company 10 years ago in Georgia. Now we're expanding to other states. We opened in South Carolina 3 months ago. Now we're gonna start to providing services. We start providing services in Orlando December 1st. But we're gonna be full bloom with a grease trap cleaning on Orlando by January 1st after we receive the vehicle that we need to do those type of services. We're here to serve. My email is carlos@trueshineservice.com. My phone number is 256-749-8819. Like I say, we're here to serve. Everything about the cleaning on the commercial kitchen.
Great. Thank you. Welcome. Ed, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales out of Orange Park, Florida, which is just outside of Jacksonville. I'm tired today and I'm sick. I was in Orlando all week for a McDonald's show, and somehow I came down with a cold when I was down there. Just a long week. I didn't get home until late last night. Anyway, we're a restaurant equipment supply company that specializes in frozen dessert equipment. So we have batch freezers from Carpigiani and BGI Industries, soft serve machines from Carpigiani, display cases from ISA, IFI, and GTI Designs. We have blast freezers, frozen drink machines from Vier. You can reach me at 904-334-4489.
Okay, thank you. Brian, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Brian with Rogue Financial Group. We are a commercial equipment financing company. Work with end users. I work with dealers, help dealers with setting up financing programs for their clients. Again, Rogue does small projects, large projects. We'll work with startups, pretty much finance any type of equipment for hospitality. When I say hospitality, restaurants, breweries, convenience stores, things like that. I do work all over the country. Again, I'm Brian with a Rogue Financial Group. We provide equipment financing, and I can be reached at 404-723-7222. Thanks, and have a great day.
Okay, thank you. Jessica, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you all. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I'm Jessica Kirby. I'm a local account executive for Spectrum Business. Spectrum is a fiber-powered internet, phone, television, and cell phone company. So I provide those services to local businesses, local restaurants. I am in Central Florida, although I cover anywhere in the nation that is a Spectrum area. So my target business is anybody that needs internet, TV, phone, or cell phones. So if you guys know anybody that's opening a new business or just wants to save money on their existing services, for those, please shoot them my way. I appreciate you all.
Is Spectrum in South Florida?
No, because most of South Florida is Comcast Xfinity, I believe. I think in your area it's Comcast, right?
It's one of
Are
the
we
couple.
South AT&T?
Well, yeah, but they're not a cable company. So there's only three cable companies left in the nation, and it's Spectrum, which is Charter Communications. So it's Spectrum, Cox Cable or Cox Communications, and then Comcast Xfinity. So usually we don't overbuild each other. Normally, like if it's a Comcast Xfinity area, you're not going to see Spectrum or Cox in those areas. We're actually about to merge with Cox, so then it will only be for cable companies. So when I say cable, I mean the good old TV companies, the ones that provide cable TV. We also provide very good fiber internet. So we're internet companies now because most people don't care about TV, they care about internet. But we are the good old boys that started the cable industry. So yes, you can get AT&T for internet, but you can't get them for TV service. So they're an internet company and a cell phone company, but they're not a TV company as well.
Right. Okay. Thanks for that information. Stephen, good morning.
Good morning. Hello, everyone. My name is Stephen Fuentes, and I am Vice President for the Shark Team. So we are a business brokerage. So we help people buy and sell businesses. So if you're looking to do any sort of mergers or acquisitions, expand your company, I handle that. I also do franchising, licensing, and then pretty much if you need anything that has to do with your business, growth, I can, if I can't do it myself through the company, we can connect you with someone that can. So that's a gist of what I do on the brokerage side of things. I'm also a business certified appraiser. So I help people put a value on their business. And yeah, that's what we do. We're the best at it. So my phone number is 407-547-6996. And my email is Steven, Steven, at sharkteam.com. And it's actually right there. So that's just.
Do you provide auction services at all in case the place is closing?
What?
Well,
Ocean?
let's say a restaurant is closing and they want to run an auction. Do you help that?
Oh, no, I won't do an auction. I could probably find someone that'll do the auction. I mean, if it's so are they just trying to liquidate? Because I mean, you could just list it, the equipment on, but it just depends. If it's a restaurant, there's going to be buyers for it. If it's, restaurant equipment, but it just depends on, what they're looking for. But auction, no, I won't do an auction.
Okay, because we are looking for an auctioneer for the group.
Oh, okay, got it. Well, no, I don't do that.
All right. Kurt, good morning.
Good morning. Hello, everyone. My name is Kurt Hayden. I'm with Spot On. I work with local restaurants and I work with vendors, obviously, who support them, helping operators run smoother, save money, and get real results. If you ever have any clients who need reliable tech partner, I'm always here to help, and I'll make you look really good. So if you could reach me at 727-667-3825, and my email address is Kurt, K-U-R-T, .Hayden, Hayden, at spoton.com. Always happy to be here.
They had to put it at that.
Thank you. That's Terry. Good morning.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Me and my team supply a monthly lead report. These are restaurants that are coming into Florida from all the way up in the Panhandle, all the way down to Key West, southernmost part of the U.S. And we give you the name of the restaurant or the establishment coming in on an Excel spreadsheet every month. You can sort them any way you like. complete addresses, owners' names, phone numbers, email addresses, and about when they're opening. And then there's a little column in the middle that tells you a lot about that place. Do they have multiple places? Are they just coming into Florida? Is it a 2 or 3 story? Do they have a full bar? Is there an outdoors? And that comes out around the 1st of the month. We got it out. Yeah, we actually managed to get it out the 1st this month. January, you won't be so lucky. January is going to be very close to the middle because of the holidays. We do close for a week and our employees take vacation. So anybody that wants a sample, you can email me, terry@trnusa.com. Have a good weekend and welcome certainly to the new people. It's nice to see bright new smiling faces along with our regular smiling faces. Except for Kurt, he's so quiet today. That's not like him. There you go.
Oh, I missed Chris. Let me go to Chris. Talking about smiling faces.
Go last.
Good morning, everybody. Chris Kaufman, Restaurant All-Stars, 404 All-Star, providing quality restaurant talent in the form of sous chefs, executive chefs, restaurant managers, directors of operations, and been doing this wonderful business since Ronald Reagan's first term in office. And we are going to keep doing it until we get it right. So in any case, this time of year, we got a call from the Gucci bag lady down there in Boca Raton. She wanted to do a little collection T-bills for tots, and something they do every year in Boca Raton, from what I understand. And also, I've got a dealer for frankincense, but I need some myrrh. If anybody knows where I can find some myrrh, let me know. Chris Kaufman, Restaurant All-Stars, 404 All-Star, providing restaurant all-star talent. And wait a minute, here comes a call now. I think somebody's picked up on the myrrh. Nope, it's a spam call. I'm sorry. And we don't need spam. We need myrrh. So in any case, I am a restaurant recruiter, first ballot Hall of Famer, and providing military grade recruiting for those companies looking for quality talent. And are there any other questions, comments, concerns?
What the heck is myrrh?
It's a fragrance.
I know it's a Christmas thing, but
I use
frankincense.
Ask the wise men, but there are none here.
Yeah.
Well, there are a couple of wise men here. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Ed, I can see why he's losing his marbles because he's still down in Vidalia.
Where the onions grow tall. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. And I'm not making this up, but sometimes I have to. In any case, I tried to lose some weight recently, and I went on the Weight Watchers website. And first question: do you accept cookies? Well, that's why I'm here.
You accept cookies.
So, anyway, 404 All-Star. Y'all come back see us. We answer that phone 7 days a week, including Super Bowl Sunday. So keep rocking through the free world, and we'll do the same.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Well, now that the new folks have seen what we do, excluding you, Melanie, you want to add anything to your intro? Or?
She's like, I'm out.
Wait, me? I'm sorry, I blocked out for a minute.
Too much myrrh.
No, I mean, I'll just give a little bit more background to myself. I've been bookkeeping for 16 years. Started out in distribution, manufacturing industry, in-house, and slowly I transitioned to a fully remote bookkeeping. I kind of do all different industries. I do enjoy the restaurant industry the most because I'm a foodie at heart. I'm Italian. I cook every night.
Oh, nice.
And
Where were you located again?
I'm in Bradenton now. We moved down here because we have young kids, so gave them a different life.
All right, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Nick, you want to change anything? Are you there? Nick,
Pardon me?
You want to change anything or add anything to your intro now that you see
No,
what we do?
I think that's about it. You know, just restaurant insurance, no account too large, mostly chains and groups and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I do.
Okay. And Robert, you want to add anything?
That's in a nutshell what we do. We are, as I mentioned, rapidly growing. We just acquired a branch in Portland, Oregon, Texas. We're growing out rapidly. So we are definitely looking to acquire more and more branches and grow. So that's all I really have.
All right, great. Well, again, welcome to the new folks. I have a couple of topics. Generally, what we do is after the intros, we'll discuss the topic. I had a couple picked out, but something came across my computer screen earlier today, and I thought because Chris is here, I wanted to ask a general question that you may be able to add some insight to.
Okay.
There was an article, I didn't read it because I didn't have time, but I saw the headline that companies are hiring senior citizens. They find that, so one of the benefits, when I say senior citizen, I mean, there may be somebody that worked for 20 years at a company and retired. And they may not necessarily be older, but they're senior in business. So you finding that at all?
Let me tell you something. Even when I was in my 30s and running restaurants, I loved to hire people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, because their focus and their ability to show up on time and do what they say they're going to do was always a wonderful gift. We at Red Lobster and also at Steak and Ale / Bennigan's, we would find a lot of women who wanted to be daytime hostesses and daytime dining room managers, so they could drop the kids at school at 8:30, 9 o'clock, come to the restaurant, work from 9:30 till about 2:30, and then go back to do the home thing. And so that's it's a trend that it's the progressive companies way back in the day were heads up doing that. And the people nowadays, because there's so many seniors who still want, and the seniors, I mean, anybody 65 and older, still want to work, still want to have a paycheck, and still want to contribute, are darn good people. It's an excellent market. And yeah, it just, and plus the restaurants are all closing an hour earlier than what they used to. I was talking with a friend of mine the other day in the business, and he said, before COVID, everybody used to be open until 10 o'clock during the week and 11 o'clock on the weekends. And now it's 9 o'clock during the week and 10 o'clock on the weekends. And that's not a trend. That's maybe a cost saving issue, but it's also a smart move for all parties concerned. And the hiring of the older folks, totally endorse it, always did endorse it. And Red Lobster was never age prejudiced. They just, a good person's a good person. So
I think it's a lot easier now to hire a senior citizen because there's a lot of remote work being done.
Yep. And also the age of the customers is getting older. Okay. I mean, it used to be you never saw anybody as a customer come into a restaurant with a walker. Well, guess what?
You just go into those restaurants.
Yeah. So, but anyway.
Down here in South Florida, I didn't know that was nationwide with the walkers.
Well, you'll see more walkers in more places than ever before.
Wow.
Sometimes it's the manager.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Yeah.
Busboy.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to make an assumption. I may be totally wrong, but Nick, what do you find? You find that more experienced people go into the insurance business rather than right out of college?
Our company hires mostly directly out of college. We don't, and so I don't see a lot of people getting licensed like realtors. Usually, it's a second career for people or a follow up to something that they were working on earlier. But we're recruiting straight out of college. You know, all agencies are always looking for, good producers or good agents, and but a lot of I don't see a lot of agents getting licensed, mid-age, in their 40s and 50s or whatever. So I'm sure there are some out there, but I don't see a lot of it.
What about you,
Did I
Steve?
answer your question? Was that what you're answering?
Yeah. I'm just well, because I was approached when I was younger to go into the insurance field, and so I just thought it was a secondary, like you said, real estate agents, business brokers.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's a second
Yeah.
occupation, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm sure there are plenty of folks that do that. They started out with one direction and it wasn't everything they thought it would be, and they're looking for a career change. And agents, you can get licensed without any college degrees, so it is something appealing to folks that are still professionals or even have prior college degrees, but that they pick up a license and it's an annuity based business, so they have an opportunity to make a decent living off of it. um, like anything else, there's a lot of competition too, but there's agents everywhere. But yeah, I don't that's what I see a lot of. I'm an old guy in our agency. Most guys my age, I'm turning 60. Most guys my age are like either into their retirement phase or looking to get out and chill out. But so 90% of my associates are 30 years old or younger.
So you don't need any walkers.
No.
All right. Well, somebody like Melanie in her business, she can have remote workers. Nobody would even know what the age was.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, a lot of insurance is that way. I work from home mostly. I go to the office a couple times a week, maybe check in for meetings and that sort of thing, but I'm in the field. So, and I hate to keep using this term, but since COVID, things have changed. A lot of our meetings are done like this via Zoom or Teams or with clients. I believe in the personal visit. I like to be in front of my clients. So I make it a point to try to do that. That's my first meeting ask is in person. If they're the kind of client that says, no, just let's do this, via email, via Teams or Zoom or whatever, then you got to do it that way. And there's more of that lately than ever before.
Yeah, I would suspect that the companies like Spot On with Kurt can answer. I think they would probably be hiring out of college or the younger generation.
Yeah. I mean, we have a lot of BDRs, SDRs, straight out of college. But as far as, I don't know, we seem to be gravitating more towards experience, it seems like now. But I mean, it's kind of like what was it Brian or Chris had said, good person's a good person. Just kind of depends on your personality, because young kids nowadays unfortunately seem to like having a conversation with somebody and just being personable seems to be a new skill that's slowly dying. So
Yeah.
I have a teenage daughter. It's rough.
Yeah. You know,
You know,
it's really sad. We're not changing a little bit. You know, a lot of these kids that are like in their late 20s still living in the basement of mom and dad's, collecting. They work, but they want to stay there. But yeah, it's kind of what it is. But I have a question for Kurt, and I think we've talked about this. It's about credit card processing.
Mhm.
And I guess the way it was presented to me, I go to this place called Johnny's Pizza, and the lady tells my wife, this is how much it is. And I get there, it's like $3 more. I'm like, and I'm trying. She didn't really actually hand me a check. She says, it's 37 something and change. I said, well, I was told on the phone it was 35. I'm not gonna really argue about the price. So can I see it? So, which is, I guess, is becoming more common now, is if you pay cash, you get this price.
Mhm.
Then if you charge, you get this price. I'm all right with it, but the way it was presented to me when I um on the phone, this is what that was. Then I get there, and
Mhm.
she didn't even actually hand me a check to show me, well, it's really 37, and she wants my credit card. I said, well, can I speak to the manager? And the manager printed off the receipt and showed me. So, okay, I understand. But, is there a lot of pushback on a lot of this with customers going into the restaurants and stuff like that?
Yeah. So, one, them not giving you a check, very strange.
Yeah, she wouldn't give it to me. She said that it's 37. I said, well, I was told it was 35, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
How did it go from 35 to 37,
So there's like a lot of restaurants now are starting to do a thing called cash discount, right? Which is
Mm-hmm.
what you're sort of talking about. It's a form of surcharging. I mean, there's all different types, right? You have tiered
Yeah.
pricing, you have interchange
Yeah.
plus, you have all these different things you can do. I mean, back in the day, it used to be, I probably 80% had cash, right? Nobody had credit cards.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't that crazy for the restaurant owner to pay those fees.
Right.
Now, you mean a restaurant that does $200,000, processing per month is paying two, three, four, $5,000 a month in fees, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's the new thing now, is to surcharge, where that's why if you go to a restaurant and you're agreeing like, hey, my menu price is this, right? And then I'm agreeing sales tax, obviously. Now, if you see a line item on that check that says I'm being charged a fee, that's going to upset customers, right?
Yeah.
Surcharging is the thing that I know that we've noticed at Spot On. It's the majority of what upsets customers. Cash discount, which is kind of like what that restaurant you were talking about was doing, but they're not doing that compliantly, right? So in order to be compliant and do cash discount, what you're doing is you're taking that credit card processing fee and you're building it into the menu the same way that you would build in the cost of bread or the
Yeah.
cost of, your goods, right? Now, if you build that price into the menu, like, you have to advertise the higher price, the credit card price. So for them to tell you that it was 35 and then it went to 37, like, that's not compliant, right? So that Visa could go in there and charge them a $20,000 fine. So like,
Mm-hmm.
you have to advertise the higher price with the credit card price built in to be compliant, right? So their prices shouldn't be changing unless they're paying cash, in which case the price would go down.
Okay.
Right. And then a
Yeah.
lot of restaurants don't understand too, is that you can't surcharge a debit card. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
restaurants are doing that. Surcharging debit cards is illegal in California. It's not compliant throughout every other state. Um, they get away with it by calling it like a supplemental fee,
Mm-hmm.
because you can charge of any fee you want basically as a restaurant owner. But if Visa goes in there, they can slap your hand, give you a warning, then they
Mm-hmm.
can hit you with like a fine. But surcharging debit cards is not technically legal. But if you do cash discount, which is, the same thing the DMV does,
Yeah.
it's the same thing gas stations have been doing forever, right? You pay one price cash, one price card.
Mm-hmm.
That is compliant, and you can do that to a debit card, right?
Okay.
But you have to build that into the menu. So like, if you go into a restaurant and the price on the menu doesn't match the higher total on the check, they're not compliant. So they're not doing it correctly, and they're not
Okay.
educated.
Okay. That answers it.
So
I
does that mean if you pay with a debit
card.
card, they should basically charge you the cash price?
Technically, I mean, if you're surcharging, like the machine, like certain companies like ours, Toast, I'm sure you've heard, like the credit card processing fee, if they do surcharging, will automatically just come off. But certain companies like Clover and SkyTab, like they surcharge debit cards all the time because their system isn't capable of automatically taking that fee off. And a lot of restaurants get in trouble for that. And, if a restaurant gets a $20,000 fine, like they're not gonna be like, oh, I'm still going to stick with my processor who set this up the wrong way. Like they're going to be
Yeah.
upset by that.
I've seen a lot of gas stations do that too, where it
Uh-huh.
advertises the cash price, but then when I pay with the debit card, it's still charging me, and I put in my PIN number, so I know I'm paying debit, but it's
Mhm.
still charging me the credit card price.
Right, which goes back to like your interchange, plus or your tiered rates, right? Because technically, like debit cards are supposed to be around like 1.99 plus whatever the processing fee is. But it also goes up to, American Express is like 3.5 and whatever it is too, because American Express is the most expensive. And then it also used to be like Visa and MasterCard where like 1.99 if it was just a standard credit card, but nobody has standard credit cards anymore. They're all, miles, rewards, points, flights to Hawaii. And if you have those, you as the customer are not paying for that. The restaurant owner, if they're paying the fees, are paying for all your mileage and your points and everything like that. So they charge more for those cards. So technically, debit cards aren't supposed to be surcharged ever, but if you do it where you build it into the menu price, you can surcharge a debit card technically, and it's still federally compliant.
Okay.
You said years ago, 80% of people were paying cash and the balance were using credit cards, and it's reversed now. The other night, we went to dinner at Texas Roadhouse, and we were waiting for our table, and I had my back. I was leaning against the counter where the hostesses stand, and I had my back to them, and I heard this familiar sound. As most of us have probably heard, when you got a roll of quarters and you hit it against the table to crack it open, and then you pour the quarters into the register. I heard that sound, and I turned around quickly because I hadn't heard that sound in years. And I said to the guy putting money in the register, I said, "People using coins?" He started to laugh. I said there was like probably 2 customers the whole night who paid in cash. Everybody's got either
The good
credit
thing
or
you're seeing now, I said the good thing you're seeing now too is with the cash discount like model, a lot of people are starting to carry more cash because like it incentivizes them to pay cash because then they're not paying the credit card fee, right? So you're starting to see more and more people bring cash into the restaurants, which I always kind of phrase it as like a win-win for like me as the processor and the restaurant owner, because like if the customer comes in and they're paying credit card, they're paying the fee, and then I'm winning as a processor, right? But the owner is not paying the credit card fee. But if the customer comes in and pays cash, the owner's still not paying the credit card fee, and then the customer's winning because they're not paying the credit card fee because they're paying cash because they're incentivized. So it's like a win-win for the restaurant owner to do that model. But like I said, it's just thousands and thousands of dollars in fee. I mean, if you pay $4,000 in fees, multiply that by 12, right? That's $36,000 a year you're paying in credit card fees out of your business.
48,000.
48,000. Yeah, I mean, sorry, my math was terrible there. 36, 48. But yeah, you just imagine like all these fees, and I go in and I talk to owners. I'm like, what could you do with an extra $48,000 a year? Like you could renovate your business, you can just stay alive because margins are crazy right now.
Yeah.
You can buy a lot of myrrh.
Not so much frankincense though. Frankincense is like stupid
You're right.
expensive,
It is super expensive.
I need a better frankincense dealer.
Come to Orlando. I think you have to go to OBT for that one.
I wonder if cost of food hopefully start coming down first quarter of 26.
No, it's actually going up.
Yeah. Well, there's the official statement.
What's going up?
Cost of food. We've had many companies from overseas that have bought up the cattle and the farmland in many of the states. And as a result, Trump has put a stop to it, knowing what is happening. Like if you go into, say, Publix, your ground sirloin, which used to be whatever it was a pound is now like $5.69 a pound for the good lean stuff. And that's going to go up. Everything's going up. They're going to call it a food shortage where people are stockpiling. It's a long story and I'm not going to go into it, but check it out. Just, Google it, food shortages, food pricing 2026. I do watch a lot of the commentaries from high up echelons who know what's going to happen. And, it's not, believe me, I hope it does. I hope everything comes down because so many people cannot afford to even buy a week's worth of groceries. It's very, very sad.
I'm taking all my Bitcoin and putting it into chickens.
Oh my God.
I made a fortune in Bitcoin, enough to buy a classic Mopar and restore the whole thing. So yes, Bitcoin and it's going to, when it comes to being cashless, a cashless society, it's going to be, that's another story. That's a whole other conversation. But yeah,
that we're not going to have right now.
No, we're not.
Hey, totally forgot what I was going to talk about.
See, that's this.
Again, just let me remind everybody that the December 19th meeting is being moved to the 18th at 10 o'clock as a combined meeting of both groups. And there's a company in the 11 o'clock group called Strategic Supply Partners. What they do is they negotiate the price of food for restaurants with their broadline distributors, and they save them money on purchasing. So that's an interesting, it's going to become more and more needed. And I think that's a service that more people should be using. I also wanted to mention that on January 27th through the 29th, there is a trade show in Myrtle Beach. It's the HMRSSS show. It's the Hotel, Motel, Restaurant Supply Show. Mm-hmm. And they were supposed to be here this morning to talk about it. But I did send out emails this week. You might have seen it.
Yeah, Howard, that's your friend, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the 50th anniversary of the show.
I met her. She was interesting. Let's put it that way. I met her in person.
Wow.
She's
50 years.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
So anybody have any else you want
Brian,
to bring
that's
up?
true. We met her because she was bitching at us because we didn't attend the other show.
Yeah, you met her too, didn't you? That's right.
She got right in my face and said, "You need to come to the other show."
Yeah.
Well, she'll be here next week.
Okay.
And anybody have any good and welfare? Anyone bring anything up at the last couple of minutes here?
Well, Brian, if you remember right, then we met Big Red.
Yeah, Big Red.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick before we go, it's the convenience store show up in Myrtle Beach. They have it once a year. It's called Southeastern Petroleum. And you think of restaurants, some weird people in it. You should see some of the ones at the convenience store. It's very interesting. The food convenience store industries can be
That's a
kind
whole other topic. The convenience store market right now is becoming more and more restaurant oriented.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally go to a gas station for gas and have a real meal. And if for those of you who watch YouTube at all, there's a young guy. What's his name, Terry?
Who?
The guy I'm
Oh,
talking
Brennan
about,
Taylor on YouTube.
yeah, he goes to different areas of the country and eats in restaurants. He calls them sketchy restaurants, but if you go to a gas station, they've got full-blown restaurants
Yeah.
in the convenience stores now.
Well,
So
you should. A lot of y'all should look. A lot of people on this call should look into. They're on the growth mode. Parker's out of Savannah. Ed knows who they are, and there actually has. It's what you won't call it. Two brothers. They split, and one's out of Jacksonville, but the one, and they actually have restaurants and these things called Parker's, and supposedly they're well known for their chicken sandwich, and they are growing tremendously. Yeah, so it's I think they do a pretty good job there, but Parker's is growing. Yeah,
And don't forget, you got Wawa's who started a
yeah.
lot of that.
Hmm.
And Wawa's is expanding their menu even more now. They're moving into different areas.
Nothing
there's
competes with Buc-ee's. Nothing.
well, the Buc-ee's is a whole different story.
Yes.
Mhm.
Buc-ee's is a city.
Hey,
Now
Brian,
I
is
can see your
Parker's
nuggets. Thanks, Terry.
is
That's great.
Parker's of Savannah just the restaurant section, or is it the entire C store?
Part of
Eh,
C-store.
C-store.
You know, also I'll try to get this guy to come in in a couple weeks. He's been putting the electric units into the parking lot for electric cars and stuff. So, but yeah, they're they're on the growth mode. I just it's unbelievable. But yeah.
They're coming into northern Florida as well.
Hmm.
I got a press release from a PR company.
Said Parker's.
But that would be a report on the monthly report.
Yep.
One other thing, when I was out on Wednesday, I was out seeing a couple of people. There's more, and what we talk about, coffee. Coffee's on a growth mode still, okay? And if you look at, I must have passed over in East Cobb in that area, 2 Dutch Bros opening up. Then there was what's the other one called? Seven something.
Yeah, Seven Brewers.
Yeah, they're growing. Unbelievable. Yeah. And then I think I told her a couple weeks ago that Caribou is going more to a drive-through situation. So yeah.
What are the grounds for that?
Oh my God. Thanks. Thanks, Chris.
Decaf.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they're a sole proprietorship.
Yeah.
all right. Well, we've come to the end of our session.
Right now.
And they're
There's
right
no
on the
shrinkage to say. So everybody have a great week. Have a great weekend.
Okay.
We'll see you next week. And thank you for the new folks to come. Hope we'll see you again next week. And
Okay.
let the sauce be with you.